And now, it's time to get ignited with your host, Pastor Tabatha.
A great day to you. I'm Pastor Tabatha. So excited to have you tonight to have this conversation that I believe is going to be absolutely exciting. I believe it's going to inform you. I believe it's going to even challenge you to consider how you approach some of the things that we're going to talk about tonight. Listen, would you help me tonight? Welcome, first time interviewer. First time here on this platform, but you're going to be seeing a whole lot more of her. Could you help me give a big round of applause to our guest tonight, Miss Joann Hall. Yay!
Thank you, Pastor Tab.
Thank you for being here, Joann. Listen, we want to talk tonight because I know you are involved in what I call ministry. We'll talk some about what you call it, but we want to talk about your service to inmates in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice System. I think that is a phenomenal work, and I am so excited to talk to you about it. Before we start talking about your work, let's talk about your life. You are a proud wife of one husband for 39 years.
Yes.
And you have two sons.
Yes.
And
goosebumps.
That gives you goosebumps. Okay, that's good. That's good. Still get goosebumps.
He still gives me goosebumps.
What's your husband's name?
Leroy.
Leroy. She still gets goosebumps. Look at that. So, Miss Joann, you've been married 39 years.
Yes.
You have two sons, and I know that both your sons have had a incident with the law. So, you're not a stranger to the Texas Department of Criminal Justice.
No.
Okay. And so where did your children, I'm just curious, from early age, did they start having issues early age or only as adults?
My youngest had a few problems, vandalism, I believe it was, at the school, as a minor. He didn't get into the system until he was 20, about, and he's been in and out for the last, at least 8 years of the last 15. Okay. He lost a lot of his children. He's got two boys. Okay. He lost a lot of their time growing up and missed out on a lot. Okay. My oldest, he was 20 when he got in trouble and was incarcerated. He just turned 40 years old, July 22nd.
Okay, wow. So now tell me something, with, as a mother, how difficult is it to deal with your sons having to deal with the criminal justice system?
Not exactly sure what part you're asking about.
Is there a sense of guilt? Do you feel, we know that there's absolutely profuse sadness.
That's what I thought you were heading.
Is there shame?
You go through guilt. You blame yourself. Where did I go wrong? Okay. You go through periods of times where, wait a minute, I raised them. I taught them right and wrong. It's not my fault, and that's where God helps. Right. You go through a period of trying to do any and everything you can, and sometimes they want more than what you can give. Okay. They want money on their book. They want you to mail them a book so that they can do this or do that. Visits. Okay. For the first 5 years, Floyd, my oldest child, was in Colorado City and Colorado City, Texas, which is the other side of Abilene, and he was in Abilene. Abilene's 400 miles from my house. Colorado City's 470 miles. Wow. We got to see him once a month. We went 1 month, and my mom and I would take my mom the other month. Okay. So we got to visit once a month. At that time, when it was over 300 miles, you could have a 2-day, 4-hour each day visit. So it kind of made it worth it. Okay. Now they've lowered that. It's just over 250 miles. You can request a special visit. Okay. And so you would see your son about once a month? Mm-hmm. Okay, so now let's take a moment, because what I like to do with our audience is really encourage people or really help people to think from a place that they're in. So if you're a parent, what would you say to a parent that has a child that is incarcerated right now? It's not your fault. It'll take you time to get over that and accept that. just be there for them.
Okay, that's good. So we know that if by chance our children take a path that we've not trained them to take, first thing that we should do is take confidence and not take a sense of shame or feel a sense of guilt and responsibility. Right. That's first. So I really want to encourage you parents, because I know there's no family that does not have someone somewhere in the system. That's I mean, there's just no way, that's just not a reality. So we want to really encourage parents. But then for those inmates, because I do a lot of work with inmates, and there may be some individuals that are watching, how do we help them be sensitive to the difficulty sometimes and always being available to give them exactly what they want while they're in the situation that they're in? What would you say to them?
You'll never give them exactly what they want. Mm-hmm. They're always going to want more. Mm-hmm. And you're going to feel guilty because you can't give them everything. Your income may not allow you to give it. Mom, this lawyer might can help me, and you spend the money and the lawyer doesn't help you.
Okay. So we want to encourage them to be sensitive. Mm-hmm. Be sensitive that your family is trying to support you, and don't make it hard, I like to say, to help you. Is that right? So Miss Joann, one of the things that I know that you did, you were, as a parent, searching for support mm-hmm. With what you were dealing with. And I want to say hats off to you for not just sitting in your sadness. You did something. You tried to reach for help.
I did sit in my sadness for 18 years.
Wow, okay.
Because I didn't hear about the different organizations that are out there until last year.
Okay, so for 18 years by yourself, not by yourself, but having your situation alone, no sense of support or understanding.
Well, you might say by myself, because like a lot of homes, incarceration will create friction in the marriage, and a lot of times they separate.
Wow.
My husband, now he'll see Floyd maybe 3 times a year.
Okay.
Same thing when Bubba was in prison. You know, we didn't see him much. Actually, the last 6 months that he was in, I don't think Leroy went but maybe twice.
Okay.
And it's just because we didn't put him there.
Okay.
You know.
Right.
But a mother. There's something
something's about a mother's love, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
My mother passed in 2002, and before that, she was all I had.
Okay.
And since then, it's all been me, and you know, Bubba going in and out, and having one in is bad. Having 2 in is
it's almost
There are a lot of moms in our group that, and we'll talk about. There are a lot of moms in our group that have both children in.
Wow. Well, listen, I want you to call somebody. If you know somebody that has children in prison, or if you know somebody that has a loved one that's locked up, I'm telling you right now, Miss Joann just mentioned to us that for 18 years, she pretty much dealt with her situation by herself. But I want to tell you tonight that we're about to turn this thing around, because you don't have to just sit in your sadness by yourself. I want to tell you that hope and help is here, and we want to make sure that you get plugged in. Hey, we'll be right back. Keep having this chat with Miss Joann Hall. Great day. I'm Pastor Tabatha. Listen, it's been 21 years since the inception of SOTE, Salt of the Earth Music Ministry, and to commemorate God's glory and God's goodness and God's faithfulness, we are coming together one more time for a concert September the 19th. We want to see you in the house. September the 19th at 6 o'clock p.m. Meet us over at the Monument of Faith Church of God in Christ, 2233 Aldine Mail Route, right here in Houston, Texas, 77038. Listen, it's free. It's going to be a great evening of worship. We want you to be a part of that time. God bless you. We love you. We'll see you at the concert. Oh, Lord, we give you praise. We're back with my friend Joann Hall. We're here today to talk about this ministry that you've began for Texas inmates, and I think that is absolutely incredible. And I want to applaud you for making sure that those that are behind the walls continue to experience love from those of us that are on this side. So God bless you for the work with memorable moments. So now, I know that you said for about 20 years, you pretty much suffered, dealt with the pain of having your children locked up, incarcerated on your own. Mm-hmm. And you said that your older son, when he came home, was involved with, or he had information about an organization.
My youngest.
Your youngest, mm-hmm. TIFA, Texas Inmate mm-hmm. Family Association. And that particular association assists with education, advocacy, and
support.
Look at there, And so you became familiar with them as a result of your son.
Yes.
And you said that you saw them and you found them on social media.
Yes, Facebook.
Okay. On Facebook. Nah, there's something good happening on Facebook. So you find Tifa on Facebook.
Yes.
And what caused you to connect with Tifa?
Exactly what their group is and what they stand for. I had nobody. These were people in the same situation that I'm in. There's a problem at a unit, we talk about it. There's a problem, some of the units have no water for days at a time, and they talk about it. Some of the units have, somebody's sick, and he can't get medical attention.
And you talk about it.
We talk about it.
So this just keeps you connected with people that's experiencing the same thing that you are.
Yes.
And that's the best thing in life. And I'm going to tell you, the word of the Lord says, it is not good for man to be alone. And we know that God is speaking in terms of man and woman and marriage. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to say that I believe it's also a principle for human beings. It is not good for us to try to deal with any situation alone. And I'm going to say it one more time. There are times you need to be by yourself. But God has never said it was good for us to be alone. We know that God did his best work with Adam when Adam was by himself. But God wanted to make sure that he was never alone. You know what he did? He made sure that he was always with us. He makes his children a promise. He says, I'll never leave you. Listen, I'll never forsake you, because you may sometimes be by yourself. Somebody shout, but I'm never alone. Yes! So God bless Tifa. And God bless Tifa for serving as, I want to call it, the ignite in you to put something together that's going to help other individuals. Is that right?
Tifa is what lit my fire.
Tifa is what lit it. Go ahead. Joann said lit her fire. What you know about a fire being lit? But that's good. So Tifa lit your fire, and you started a ministry. And I call it ministry because it is a service to the lives of another individual's. Mm-hmm. A service to someone else's life. All right? So it's memorable moments. Mm-hmm. Talk to me about what memorable moments is all about.
The reason for the name Memorable Moment is because every moment is memorable.
Oh, wow.
Be it a birth, a death, being incarcerated, every visit. It's a memorable moment.
That's good.
It may be your last visit. You may have 20 more. But
memorable moments. You know, we should not just allow the inmate population to have that. We may need to institute something that causes all of us to remember that every moment, what you just said, every moment is memorable. And you know, I lost my mom 4 years ago, and prior to, I didn't like to take a lot of pictures, but my mom had a brain tumor which affected her ability to, her brain to function as it should. So she couldn't remember things. But one of the things that I learned was, though her brain couldn't remember it, we could have pictures to do what her brain couldn't do. Right. So now I take a lot of pictures because I believe in the principle that moments are memorable. Thank you again for that. Moments are memorable. Moments are memorable. Don't take your minutes for granted. They're passing, and you want to make sure that you do something to keep them precious. How about that? All right. So memorable moments. Memorable moments. What are the kind of things you all do?
I joined TIFA in June, and there's 2,000 members.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, kind of selfishly, really. It's a selfish ministry. Okay. how can I get some of these people to send a birthday card to Floyd? He had a birthday coming up the next month.
That's your son.
That's my oldest.
You were thinking about how do you get something done for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I started a group.
Okay.
Texas Inmate Birthdays.
Okay.
The following month, 1 month later, he got 5 cards.
Oh, wonderful.
From people he didn't know.
Wonderful.
And that's just 1 month. We've been around a year now, and our members are getting 20, 30 cards.
Wow, from people that they don't necessarily know.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great work.
Yes, Floyd got 22 this year.
That's a great work. And listen, you said you were starting that for you.
Mm-hmm.
But God many times knows that unless we have the need, we won't ever move to do anything about it. So I know, it's like you said, it was kind of selfishly, but God knew what it took for you to do what you need to do. And most of us, most ministry, most service, most causes come from the place that we ourselves have lived through calamity. Mm-hmm. So good work to you. Don't waste your pain. Make pain pay you. Make pain pay you. Make pain send some birthday cards. Make pain encourage somebody. That's what you do. You take the moment. And it may be a selfish thing, but if someone else's life can be ignited or blessed as a result of it, then to God be the glory. Mm-hmm. Amen. Amen. So you start memorable moments, because and I'm excited about memorable moments and all the things that you do with that. But I want to talk about this other work that I think is really fascinating.
Okay.
You have become an ordained minister.
Yes.
Now, I want to say this because you became an ordained online minister.
Yes.
Tell me what you had to do to become ordained online.
Answer 3 questions and click yes.
3 questions and click yes.
Yes.
So all the stuff I had to do to get my ordination, I should have just went online.
I'm sorry, but I'm not stopping there. I am studying.
All right, that's good. Okay. So you go online and you get. Why did you even want to be an ordained minister?
Well, I didn't know that I did.
Okay.
It was kind of like I was guided.
Okay.
Okay.
It was just, but I'm saying that was something that interests you. I mean,
had no interest. No interest at all.
You just saw it and you just thought you'd do it.
Last August, I was working on a birthday group. I'm up every night till 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Okay. I'm working on a birthday group, and I was looking for something. I don't remember what I was looking for, but I saw this online ordination. And the American Marriage Ministries is who I'm originally ordained through. So I looked at it, and it can't be that easy, right? So click. Here's your paperwork. You can order your paperwork and what have you. Okay, fine. Thought no more about it. Okay. That was in August. And then November, we're going to skip for a minute. November, I was feeling selfish again. I was feeling lonely. and depression was setting in because both boys were incarcerated at that time. Okay. And I formed TDCJ Moms, which is for parents and grandparents only. Okay. And I don't let prison wives or girlfriends in. I do have 2 prison wives, but they know that we don't want the spousal drama. This is for our kids.
Wait a minute, Miss Joann, did you say drama?
Mm-hmm. Don't you know that prison wives have a lot of drama?
We need to start a show called Prison Wives. You know what?
I can bring some of my brides down here, and you can do that.
You know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. But wait a minute. So you get ordained, and at the time you don't have an idea that you're going to be doing marriages.
That was in August.
Okay. And so how did you come to the place where you began to legally marry inmates in the Texas Department of
TDC started talking in January about, well, you have to know, back in September of 2013, they quit doing proxy weddings.
Okay, now talk to us about because some of us may not know. What's a proxy wedding?
That's where, if you and I want to get married, but you're incarcerated.
Say no. No, use another example. No,
okay. Okay, my husband and I, we want to get married, but he's incarcerated.
Okay. That's good. That's better. That's better.
We want to get married, but he's incarcerated. Okay. So you stand in for him.
Oh, okay.
You're his proxy,
Okay.
and I marry you.
Good deal.
Your name is on the marriage license as his proxy.
Wow. Okay.
So, and that's what now
so they discontinue that.
Yes,
Okay.
Texas, the state of Texas did that.
State of Texas. So that meant that if you were incarcerated and you wanted to get married because there was no proxy permitted, then that meant you were not able to get married.
Right.
But they did away with that.
State of Texas did, but there were a lot of legal stuff because even though you're incarcerated, you still have legal rights.
Right.
And the right to marry is one of them.
Okay.
So TDC, they came up with a plan, and now they allow it. That was in January.
Okay.
And they put out the administrative directive that states this is what we do, this is how you're going to do it. It'll be done in the visitation room. You'll have 30 minutes from start to finish. When the marriage is over, he goes back and you leave the unit.
Okay.
So.
Okay, so now let me ask this, because in times past when they used the proxy, is it correct that, say, if they went to the Justice of the Peace?
Anywhere.
Then the person that was that you were standing proxy for was never available, was never there. It was just a person that was getting married.
You would be there instead of him.
That's right. But now I'm hearing you say that if you get married and you are incarcerated, you can literally be present.
You have to be there.
You have to be there. That's good.
Yeah, and we go to the visitation room. They bring him out or her.
Okay.
They bring him out, the inmate out, and the loved one comes in with the officiant, and the ceremony is performed right there.
Okay, listen, we're going to take a quick break because I'm intrigued with this whole marriage behind the walls thing. So you sit right there. We're coming back with Joann Hall in just a minute. We're here back with Joann Hall, having a very, 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 very exciting, igniting kind of conversation. Miss Joann performs marriages for inmates that are behind the walls, that are literally serving time in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice System. Mm-hmm. And we, before leaving a moment ago, we talked about how there are no more proxies. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to get married, then you have to actually be there. Mm-hmm. And the state of Texas has permitted that those ceremonies are performed on the units that the inmates are currently housed on. Yes. And to date, you have married both incarcerated men and incarcerated women. Yes. Okay. And so I asked a question because with the time as it is, if there were anything that would keep you from performing same-sex marriage, and your response is, your personal conviction is you believe the definition of marriage is between a man and a woman. Right. Okay. So the only reason I asked that, Miss Joann, because there are people who will say, well, now, Miss Joann, if you believe that marriage is between a man and a woman, then you got to also believe that the man is supposed to cleave to his wife. So how can we honestly sanction a man locked up that's not able to live with his wife at the beginning? I'm not talking about something happens. I'm saying from the beginning, we already know they're not able to legally stay together, be together, build a family. What do you say about that? What are your feelings about that?
Well, I wish my bride had been able to make it today. She was going to, because she had a similar situation with the chaplain at the unit that he's on. And you know, she has, most of these women, they have their own job, they have their own lives, they can take care of themselves. Right.
So why marry?
Their husbands, new husbands, give them the spiritual, the mental support, and the love that they haven't been able to find.
Now, you, Miss Joann, now you know you're taking us too fast. You saying the spiritual and the, did you say emotional? Mm-hmm. You done left something out. Ain't that some physical love? I'm just saying, most people get married. I don't want to say most people get married, but one of the major benefits in marriage for a lot of people, especially believers, is to keep us from burning.
Well,
so if you know, is it? I mean, is that not? Do they have contact visits? Do they have those visits?
They have contact visits.
Okay.
If they're eligible for contact visits, then once they get married.
And they give them a room?
No.
Oh.
No. Texas does not allow conjugal visits.
Okay. Really?
California, I believe, does.
Okay, but not Texas.
Does not.
Okay.
But I mean, when they go to visit, they have they kiss and hug. Then they go to visit. You're not supposed to, but sometimes you can hold hands across the table. But you are sitting across the table. And when you leave, there's another kiss and a hug.
Okay.
Just like with my son, I hug him.
Okay.
You know,
are you not supposed to be hugging him?
Yes.
Okay, I was going to say, Miss Joann, are you not supposed to be hugging him? Because you look like, oh, I'm telling the world. It's like, it's okay. I just want to make sure.
I hug my kids. I hug my grandkids.
No. I meant as it relates to the visit.
No.
Oh, absolutely. It's like we have to love our loved ones.
Yeah.
Let me just make sure that I'm clear here. So one of the reasons that you support marriage for inmates, even though they're not able to live together, even though they're apart, is because you say every life deserves family or deserves a loved one or a partner. Well,
think about this, okay? If they're inside and they have no family support, what do they have to work towards being good, doing what you're supposed to get parole, and able to get out?
Okay.
All they want to do is fight, get in trouble,
right?
You know,
right?
Make hoot.
Okay.
You know,
right?
And trust me, I've been through all of it. But
you're saying, but this spouse serves to be the support and an encouragement many times to giving them something to work.
An incentive to get better.
That's an incentive to get better. That's great.
Love is very strong, and if you love someone, you're going to straighten your act up.
That's good, Miss Joann, because you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me, you know, we can be judgmental and we can be self-righteous and we can say, why would you marry someone that you're not able to have a life with or you're not able to benefit from? But that's really what Jesus does to every one of our lives. When he connects himself to us, he links himself with someone who really is able to do nothing for him. But it's not about us and what we can give for him. It's about us being positioned to allow him to love us the way that he wants to. I think that's commendable. You know, in such a day where a lot of people say marriage doesn't matter anymore, there's still people in unusual, unconventional kinds of circumstances that are still choosing to be married. Still choosing to be married. Listen, you're living proof that you can stay together. You are. If you've been together with somebody for 39 years, that's longer than I've been living. If you're living proof that marriage can work. Not only are you living proof that marriage can work, but you're living proof that if you want to get married, if you really want to connect with life, there are opportunities and there is an availability for you to be attached to another life. And you're saying that I can help you. I can help you do that. Miss Joann, keep doing what you're doing.
I'm going to try.
Keep doing what you're doing. I know
as long as I've got God by my side.
There you go. I want to encourage the individual right now that's looking at us and that's possibly, you know, just thinking you're listening to a conversation, but this is not, maybe you don't have somebody in jail. Maybe you don't have somebody in prison. Maybe you're right now, your circumstance is not the conversation that we've been having, but maybe you're having a circumstance. I really want to use this time with Miss Joann, not to just talk about inmates, but to talk about how God is able to take what you have that's considered a mess and bring you a miracle from it. I want to tell you today that wherever you are and whatever you're dealing with, if you would just look at it differently, and allow what it is you are living. If you would allow your life to learn something and then lend something back, everybody's going to live a whole lot better. Listen, we love you. Miss Joann, we got to get you back because we're going to talk more about this memorable moment. I think every moment should be memorable. And we absolutely want to talk about this inmate marriage. I want to talk about that, and I want to be a blessing on your life.